Hi, Sierra. Thank you for joining us today. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became part of Seeds.
Oh, so hi, nice to see you. I got involved in Seeds oddly enough through another program called the Society of Wetland Scientists, or as we called it, SWS. And when I was in undergrad, I signed up to do like their multicultural mentorship program, which is now called SWAMP, oddly enough. It's so appropriate. So that was back in June 2012. And so at that conference, it was more so like not just about presenting my research, but also partnering with a mentor, in addition to like working with other students from other universities that got chosen for the program to just like network and see, to like network with not just the students, but just other professionals in the swamp network of people and
Right.
professionals. So from there, from there I ended up getting nominated to do the leadership conference that following February. Matter of fact, it'll be 8 years this week. Oh, just thought about that.
Time flies.
Yeah, like that following week, February in 2013. It was the end of February actually, leading into March. But I got nominated to go to the leadership training or the leadership field trip. I'm sorry, where we went to New Orleans, and that's where everything has blossomed from there.
That's so great.
Yeah.
So I guess give us a little bit of a background on you, like what school you went to, what program you were in, and how Seeds helped you in your career.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Milwaukee. I'm from the Midwest. And I went to Bethune-Cookman University, a historical Black college in Daytona Beach, Florida. And I went through the Integrated Environmental Science Program, or what we called it, IES. So it was just a program that's about blending science and community together, essentially, and just kind of figuring out what problems we have and how to find solutions for them from a ecological standpoint. And so I went through that, graduated, great, and really like got into how science and community blends together with seeds, honestly. So after like going through my seeds leadership field trip leadership training, it really helped me understand the importance of community science, but also just like science communications and how like outreach and policy and education blends together and why it's so important as well. So
Oh, that's so great. So what's your current position now, and do you think Seeds really helped you uh, get there?
so my current position now, I work as a park naturalist for Broward County Parks, where I do a lot of essentially community science or citizen science, in addition to public outreach and environmental education. And I really feel like Seeds was a big help in that, just because of like I feel like Seeds was very like community oriented with science, with a science background. So just understanding, having that background of science, but also understanding from the community standpoint to listen. I think that's the biggest thing, and how to find those solutions with science in mind.
That's so great. So, other than the leadership field trip, did you partake in any other seed events?
No, I never got a chance to participate. I was just like a supporter from a distance. Always would try to get to one of those annual meetings. I just never could make it. It just, the timing never worked out right. But I have friends that still go to those meetings, so I kind of like stay in touch to see like what happened at the meeting, like what are some of the topics that they talked on. So that's how I try my best to stay involved that way. So I'm still a distant supporter in
Oh,
all.
I
I
mean, just the network that you just keep in
Yeah,
touch, just, having seeds as the connection. It's
absolutely.
great to see what your peers are doing and maintain that network. So it's great.
Yeah, C's was
Um,
so it was such a eye-opening experience for me, because it was the field trip that we went on was in New Orleans, and and really the topic was around like ecological recovery and prevention, in terms of natural disasters. So really the focus was Hurricane Katrina. And being there and also working with and getting a chance to talk to some of those community members who were still in the Ninth Ward and just being on that land, I cried, like, because it's one thing to see it from the Midwest on TV, but it's another to actually see it with your own eyes. And it really had this dramatic impact on me that I wanted to do more. Like, I think that that was the starting point of what I realized what I wanted to do, because science, environmental science is so broad. And so I feel like C's just came right at the nick of time because it helped me determine what I was good at and what I wanted to do. Because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then I got into C and I'm like, okay, connect the dots.
And what
Connect.
you're passionate about, right? And what really moved you. And that's definitely very moving situation and so important work. And it's so great that you get to, you know, hands-on work on something that you like very much care about.
Yeah,
So that's great. Congratulations.
thank
It
you.
was really great meeting you. That's what I love about Seeds, getting to know other Seeds students or past Seeds students that are doing such important work. So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
I guess lastly, I would ask you for one piece of advice for the students, Seed students, and yeah, just your outlook, any
Hmm.
advice.
I think some advice that I would give is to one, stay open-minded. Because science is so broad and ecology is so broad. Environmental science is so broad. So definitely stay open-minded and stay open to new ideas. But also be willing to be teachable. You know, no one person has the answer to everything, but as long as we work together with a collective impact model and just always keeping community in mind, we can always find those answers together.
Thank you so much, Sierra.
Oh,
And
gratitude. Such a pleasure to meet
I
you.
know it was
Yes,
so much fun. Thank you so much for having us and getting to know you better. And
I'm honored.
yeah, and I guess if anybody else has any follow-up questions about Sierra and her path to becoming a park naturalist in Broward County, feel free to reach out to her in the contact information that will be attached to the blog. So thank you and see you next month.
Bye.